everything I'm saying, and you're totally relaxed. Totally relaxed. Each time I go down one number, you find your body becoming more and more relaxed. You're totally relaxed. We're going down now from 5 to 4 to 3, and you're sinking deeper and deeper into a relaxed state. You feel so good. Now we're going down to 3 to 2 to 1, and you're so relaxed. You're so totally relaxed. It's a wonderful feeling. I mean, you only hear my voice. You hear nothing but my voice. And you and I are going to step on an elevator. And this elevator is going to go down. It's going down. We're on the 10th floor. We're going down to the first floor. Each time we go down a floor, your body becomes more and more relaxed. We're going down from 10 to 9, 8, 7. You're becoming more and more relaxed. Your body's lighter, lighter, and lighter. You only hear my voice. You hear nothing but my voice, and you're totally relaxed. We're going down now. 6 to 5 to 4 to 3. You are so relaxed. 2 and 1, and you're totally relaxed. As the elevator doors open, you're going to step into your room of images. This is like a celestial place. It is the most beautiful room you have ever been in. There's nothing like it. Absolutely nothing like it. Everything is just phenomenal. The doors open, and now you step into your room of images. This is where you go when you want to be good to you. Now you're finding yourself in a very relaxed place. You're laying down, and you're totally relaxed, totally relaxed, totally relaxed. You just hear my voice. You hear nothing but my voice. You can actually feel the energy flowing into your being, and your body's becoming more and more relaxed, more and more relaxed. Now, as I put my hands on your shoulder, you're going to feel a charge of energy that is unreal. It's going to move into your body. Every molecule in your body is going to become strong and healthy and alert. The second I put my hands on you, you're going to feel the energy, just like a rush of energy. It's moving into every cell of your being, and your body is becoming stronger and healthier and more relaxed. There, just feel that. Feel that energy flowing into you. It's such a beautiful energy, and it's all of. There's a dynamic that you're feeling that you have never experienced. You're seeing now that you're going to move into a place of prosperity where money will never be a problem. It's just going to keep fixing itself and going to keep getting better until you are in a marvelous financial situation. It's so good, and your body's becoming healthier and healthier, stronger and stronger, and you're totally relaxed, totally relaxed. You just hear my voice. This beautiful energy is flowing to and through you, and understand every word I'm saying is recorded in your brain, and in a millisecond you can go back into this magnificent state that you experience right now. You could do it on a crowded subway. You're in charge of you. You are controlling the vibration of the body. Your body is moving into a healthier, more dynamic, more powerful vibration, and you're staying in it constantly. I'm going to put a coin in your hand, and you're going to make certain that coin is with you wherever you go. One side is E. That's the environment. That's thinking the way all people think about almost all things. The other side is the G. And that's where you're working in harmony with God's laws. That's the power for everything there ever was or ever will be. It's flowing to and through you, and it'll give you everything you ask for. You're so totally relaxed, totally relaxed. It's a magnificent feeling you're experiencing. You're so totally relaxed. totally relaxed, totally relaxed. I'm going to put this under your palm on your right hand, and you're going to feel that, and there's a feeling come with it. The G is pressing against your hand. Understand that is a physical instrument that represents an infinite power. That's the Spirit of God flowing to and through you, and it will give you whatever you ask for. It will keep you in an absolutely magnificent, healthy vibration. It will keep you in such a prosperous vibration that your financial situation will continually improve day in, day out. It will keep you in such a wonderful vibration that you will find yourself surrounded by people who are good people, they care, and their friendships like you have never heard of. This is such a magnificent vibration. You attract all things to you that are good. You're in that vibration now. You have let yourself go there. Everything I'm saying is programmed deep into your marvelous mind. Let yourself experience this deep, meaningful feel of gratitude. You're totally relaxed. I'm going to count from 1 to 10. Each time I count a number, you're going to move up. You're going to feel like there's phenomenal charges of energy flowing to and through you. They're just enormous charges of energy. On the count of 10, you're going to open your eyes, you're going to have a smile on your face, you're going to feel like you've had a wonderful rest. Each time I count a number from 1 to 10, new energy will flow into you. It's the most magnificent experience. And everything I've said, everything that is programmed into your mind, it's in cells in your brain. It's there at will. Understand the body cannot be ill in a healthy vibration. Understand a person cannot be poor in a prosperous vibration. Understand a person cannot be alone and lonely when they're in a gregarious, loving relationships vibration. Everything in your life is going to get better for you. Every aspect of it. There's nothing that you could touch that isn't going to improve. Everything's going to improve because you've got that touch. You've got the magic. You're going to do things you never dreamt of. You're so relaxed. It's so powerful. So powerful. So powerful. We're coming up from 1, 2, 3. You're feeling new energy flow into you. It's just coming in from every section of your being, every spot in your body. We're up to 4 and 5. It's a phenomenal energy. You can feel it. It's just lifting you to a higher level. You're up to 6, to 7, to 8. There's a phenomenal power moving into you. It's a feeling like you've never experienced. On the count of 10, you're going to open your eyes as if you feel like you've had a wonderful rest. We're at 7, 8, 9, 10. Now, just relax. And let yourself be aware of what we've been doing. We're asking. Ask and you'll receive. What? Whatever you ask for. You ask in the form of thought. Don't ask, talk, or think about anything you don't want. Just ask, think, and receive, graciously receive everything you want. The trick is willingly give and graciously receive. Every aspect of your life. Now I want you to listen to this often. I want you to listen to it often. I want you to listen to it and understand this is being directed with and through you. And it's going to keep getting stronger. And you're going to live healthier, happier, more fulfilled lives. You're totally relaxed, totally relaxed. I'm going to suggest you listen to this every day. Totally relaxed.
So how about that? Happier, healthier every day and a more fulfilled life. So welcome everybody. Welcome to 6 a.m. Club. Thanks for being here. So as you've listened to this, hopefully you were able to imagine what you want. I have some people that I'm mentoring now that they have trouble engaging the imagination. So if that's you, we need to talk to show you how to do that. But it's interesting that how at the same time there's a couple that struggle in that area, and it's normal just because of whatever has happened through work, life, this and that. But hopefully you're able to see your goal. Today's session is going to be phenomenal because I'm going to share with you something that probably one of the last talks that Bob Proctor did while he was alive, and also some of the things that I'm going to ask you to think about. So, so I want you to think about two things today, and everything you hear has to do with these two things. I just want to say shout out to Ruth. Welcome. Good to see you here. Uh, Two things. What is something that you will not give up until you get something personal? I want you to think of a personal want. A personal want. That's for you. That's not for your kids. That's not for your hobby. That's not for your boyfriend and girlfriend. No, it's for you. What is that want that you will do anything to have? That's a goal. Something that you've never had before. Something that you would go to another city, go to another country to get. That's a personal goal. Uh, is it a home? Is it a comfortable spa pool? Is it a relaxing environment? Is it some kind of fancy RV? Is it a stack of maybe coins in your hand? Like, what is this want? And don't overthink it. Like, I know you know that, but are you going there? And are you going there with your imagination? Are you going there to get into the feeling? What's it like to have that? That's what the first thing that I want you to think about, right? The second thing, what does a professional want? I mean, you're a business person of some sort, you're working somewhere. You might not think of yourself as a professional, but you could be. So, what's the professional want? Like, how many uh, offices do you want to manage, grow teams? What's that professional want? What's that mentor figure or coach figure or boss figure that you have that you're like, you know what? I aspire to be that. That's what I really want. You know, how much money you want to earn in that professional job? Because we can have more than one want. It's just, do you have the capacity to expand? Do you have the capacity to give it the time it takes? Do you have the capacity to be uh, in the receiving mode? Some of you are not allowing the good to come to you. What is this professional want? Who and where do you want to be known as a speaker, as a coach, as a mentor, as a business owner? Who else needs to know about you? What's this thing that you really want professionally that's when you have it, you're like, I've made it. And you're not going to have a lot of stress in it. You're not going to have a lot of anxiety because, so many people are anxious and suppressed at work and because of what's going on. That's what I want you to think about. Two wants. Two wants. Now, it's an interesting way to live, don't you think? I was thinking the other day, you get a goal, and then you get another goal, and then you get another goal, and then you get another goal. Is this how it's going to be, right? Is this how we keep moving? It's a crazy way to live. It's amazing to see some of the clients becoming number ones, 10 time income, 4 times investment, feeling better every day, opening their first LLC. That's what's exciting to me. I gotta tell you. It's working. So whatever it is that you think is going on, it's working. And we are injecting the laws into our life. And as long as you work in harmony with the law, you're going to start benefiting and rewarding from this adventure. It's a crazy way to live because I don't know where would I go next, right? And how much bigger it can get, how much nicer and sweeter. It can always get bigger. So the law of cause and effect is real. And one of the things that it says, the more people you help, the more you get. So I'm just going to keep on keeping on and keep on helping other people in my consulting practice, in my coaching practice, in my community here in the church, anywhere, right? So, uh, and most people are asking, Kamal, what are you doing? Who cares what I'm doing? They don't ask me what I'm thinking because every one of us is doing something and going somewhere. You're either starting something in the middle of something or coming out of something. But they never ask me, what are you thinking? So all I want to do, I just want to get better every day. That's all I want to do. I want to get better at what I'm doing. And it works with the law of cause and effect, with the discipline and injecting the ideas, subjecting the subconscious mind to what we want. I'm becoming better. I'm becoming more disciplined. I'm becoming more effortless. And interestingly, today we are studying the effortless way. So you notice I don't ask you to have to do too many things on these calls, but you can ask anything you want in the chat. And if you want to even do voice, you can as well. So we talked about personal want, professional want. And we did read this chapter yesterday from The Power of Awareness, but it's important, the power of repetition, so that I can demonstrate it for you that it works. Now, you might not agree with this. You might be telling me, Kamal, I've been reading the same thing forever. I've been going to church. I've been kneeling on my knees and it's not working. I am repeating so many things and it's not happening. I've been in yoga pose for hours. I say, that's okay. There's 95% of the population is like you. Greatness is not meant for everybody. It is if you know what you're doing and if you get coached and mentored and get disciplined enough to escape the matrix, to escape the paradigm and build a new one. So if you think it's going to be easy, it could be easy if you're able to connect the dots. But we are not able to connect the dots forward. We don't know what we need to do next to achieve the next thing. Steve Jobs said, you cannot connect the dots looking forward. You can only do it backwards. So all you have to do is find somebody that's doing something that you want, that has something that you really want, a professional or a personal, a feeling, and go and ask them to teach you. But the darn paradigm is so strong, you don't even do that. You're too stubborn. And it's not your fault. I know that because I've been there. So that's the two main points. Now I'm going to read 2 pages from this wonderful book we're reading this month, because every month on this club, we read 2 books. So it's going to be cool. Neville Goddard, Power of Awareness, Chapter 14, The Effortless Way. The principle of least action governs everything in physics, from the path of a planet to the path of a pulse of light. Least action is the minimum of energy, multiplied by the minimum of time. Therefore, in moving from your present state to the state desired, you must use the minimum of energy and take the shortest possible time. Your journey from one state of consciousness to another is a psychological one. So to make the journey, you must employ the psychological equivalent of least action, and the psychological equivalent is mere assumption. The day you fully realize the power of assumption, you discover that it works in complete conformity with this principle. It works by means of attention minus effort. Thus, with least action, through an assumption, you hurry without haste and reach your goal without effort. Because creation is finished. When you desire, what you desire already exists. It's excluded from view because you can see only the contents of your own consciousness. It's the function of an assumption to call back the excluded view and restore full vision. It's not the world, but your assumptions that change. An assumption brings the invisible into sight. It's nothing more nor less than seeing with the eye of God, the imagination. For the Lord seeth not as man seeth, for man looketh on the outward appearance, but the Lord looks on the heart. The heart is a primary organ of sense, hence the first cause of experience. When you look on the heart, you are looking at your assumptions. Assumptions determine your experience. Watch your assumption with all diligence, for out of it are the issue of life. Assumptions have the power of objective realization. Every event in the visible world is the result of an assumption or idea in the unseen world. The present moment is all important, for it is only in the present moment that our assumptions can be controlled. The future must become the present in your mind if you would wisely operate the law of assumption. The future becomes the present when you imagine that you already are what you will be when your assumption is fulfilled. Be still, least action, and know that you are that which you desire to be. The end of the longing should be being. Translate your dream into being, perpetual construction of future states without the consciousness of already being them. That is, picturing your desire without actually assuming the feeling of the wish fulfilled is the fallacy and mirage of mankind. It's simply futile daydreaming. End of chapter. That's what I'm talking about. Imagination, being, not wanting. You are in either state, either in a want state or in a being state. Choose wisely. You cannot have both. Most people, and I say 95% of the people, are in the want. Oh, I want this and I want that. And that's great, but they don't become. Who's the man or the woman that you want to become? The one that's screaming inside of you, and you're just not allowing it to happen. It's a beautiful chapter. Second point, power of awareness, Neville Goddard, chapter 15, the crown of the mysteries. The assumption of the wish fulfilled is the ship that carries you over the unknown seas to the fulfillment of your dream. The assumption is everything. Realization is subconscious and effortless. Assume a virtue if you have it not. Act on the assumption that you already possess that which you sought. Blessed is she that believed, for there shall be a performance of those things which were told her from the Lord. As the Immaculate Conception is the foundation of the Christian mysteries, so is the assumption of is their crown. Psychologically, the Immaculate Conception means the birth of an idea in your own consciousness, unaided by another. For instance, when you have a specific wish or hunger or longing, it's an Immaculate Conception in the sense that no physical person or thing plants it in your mind. It's self-conceived. Every man is the Mary of the Immaculate Conception, and birth to his idea must give. The assumption is the crown of the mysteries because it is the highest use of consciousness. When in imagination you assume the feeling of the wish fulfilled, you are mentally lifted up to a higher level. When, through your persistence, this assumption becomes actual fact, you automatically find yourself on a higher level. That is, you have achieved your desire. In your objective world, your assumption guides all your conscious and subconscious movements toward its suggested end, so inevitably that it actually dictates the events. The drama of life is a psychological one, and the whole of it is written and produced by your assumptions. Learn the art of assumption, for only in this way can you create your own happiness. End of chapter. So you see, there's so much here to teach, there's so much here to learn, so much here to grow. And it's a wonderful way. I couldn't be doing anything else at this time in the morning other than studying, because it's the only way to grow. It's the only way to go from not knowing to knowing. It's the only way to go from ignorance to knowledge. We study. And when you study, you build your faith. When you build your faith, you have knowledge. You have no fear. Otherwise, you're living in doubt, fear, and worry. And I'd rather be in faith. See, fear and faith are the same thing. But you choose that state. What are you assuming is going to happen to you? You're creating it as you go along. So I hope you see the power of when we say with the 6 a.m. club, you're getting a lot. You're getting a lot of knowing yourself. You're getting a lot about how you should be running your day, how you should be thinking. I can't control your thinking, but I can guide you to learn how to think for yourself. And then the sky is the limit. What you do with it. That's why we study. So the whole 6 a.m. and the coaching is based on 3 principles: systematic study, elite level mentorship, and accountability. And you could do it by yourself, and you can't do it alone. It's a weird thing, but it's not so weird, because all of us are in this 20, 30, 40, 50-year-olds. And if we had to figure it out on ourselves, we would have done it by now. So the guidance is needed. And there's nothing wrong with guidance. These 2 chapters are phenomenal. We will probably read chapter 14 again tomorrow. And I hope you're enjoying this. So if you're listening to this live, which is awesome, I can see you. And if you listen to the recording, if you have any questions, put them in the comments, put them in the chat, whatever it is. And would love to have your questions answered. And remember, can't connect the dots forward. You can only do it backwards. So get on the journey, get on the horse, and let's ride. Let's make 2024 the best year ever. Now I have something very, very special for you. But before I do that, I'm gonna show you a picture of something. And I want you not to judge yourself, but I want you to just imagine the discipline that you could build in few short months. Let me bring it up. And you can do a quick math on this, what I have here on the screen. How many of these do you have built in your system? How many of these executive productive activities do you possess and you do every day? Do you have to do all 15? Probably not. But if you're to count and grade yourself, I don't want to grade you. We've already been graded for a long time with our self-image, which is what we're going to talk about a little later. But how many of these do you score out of 15? Are you waking up on time? Some of you are. I know I see you every day. You're doing amazing. Are you reading every day? Are you eating well? Are you loving yourself? So you see, there are some fundamental things that we need to progress daily. So you might want to take a snapshot of this and just think about it. Like if you were asking, what do you do? What do you do? What do you do? This is what I think. It's not what I do. No, this was a very special lesson when we took it with Bob when he was still around. Are you investing in yourself? How good do you want to become? Do you have a physical fitness trainer? Do you have somebody that helps you with your presentations? Do you have somebody that helps you with your, I don't know. I'm investing all over the place. So with that, I'm going to share with you next, probably the last live presentation that Bob did on like a 5-day live or 3-day live. And it's a special one because he combines everything together. Okay, he combines everything together. And the beauty of it is that it's all about the mind, and it's going to put this whole thing together that I've been talking about. You might have seen it, you may not, no idea. It's 45 minutes, so we'll do 30 minutes of it. We're gonna finish on time today, and maybe even a few minutes early. So take what you're about to hear seriously. This is from somebody that was studying this material for 61 years, till 2 weeks before he transcended, shared this. So it's worth its weight in gold, because all you need is one little shift in your performance, in your belief, and things will change for you. And they will change. But they'll only change if you allow the information to work on you. Don't make this just another video. Don't make this just another thing. You have to allow it to work on you and ask for help.
Inside first if you want it to happen outside at all. It's all about the mind. That's really where it's at. It's happening in here. And it's got to happen inside first if you want it to happen outside at all. Some people are waiting and waiting. I haven't got anything. I haven't got anything. And they're whining and crying and, and they're waiting for it to come. What they don't understand, what's coming is a reflection of what they're seeing inside. Most people let what's happening now control what they're thinking. They don't like it, and they're waiting for it to change. It'll never change. That's why I say if your goal is to get out of debt, you're going to stay in debt forever. If whatever you're thinking about is coming to you, it's all about the mind, and it's about your mind, not mine, yours. We're talking about you. What's happening in my life has to do with my mind. But if we're talking about you, it's all about your marvelous mind. Now, we played this slide yesterday. We say understanding our mind and working in harmony with the laws governing the mind is essential. It's essential. And if you're not following it, you're toast, baby. That's just the way it goes. Now look at it. We talked yesterday about paradigms. Let's stop and think about what it is. It is a program. You have programs in your computers. You have a program in your phone. There's all kinds of programs in this phone. Do you know there's more power in this computer that's in this phone than the rocket that took the first astronaut to the moon? There's more power in here, in this phone. Think of what we're working with. That's the change that's taken place since then, you see. Well, just the same as the power in here works, or the power that's pulling these slides up on the screen with me, you've got programs in here. And it's controlling your bank account. It's controlling the health of your body. It's controlling your relationships. It controls everything in your life. It is a mental program that has almost exclusive control over our habitual behavior. And you got to get this straight. Almost all of our behavior is habitual. What do you think of that, Al? Play with that for a little while. Yeah, look here. Most people are extras in their own movie. They never see themselves playing the game. It's always someone else. It's rather strange, you know. What do you really want? Now, this is a time to think of what you want. I mean, we're coming up on Christmas and, all the religious holidays. And this is where you ask Santa, the gods in the sky we call Santa, please bring me this, please bring me that. As little kids, we're taught, this is what I want. But we're not taught as we go through the year that we can really have everything we want. All we have to do is ask for it. We're only limited by weakness of attention and poverty of imagination. Now think, we're only limited by weakness of attention and poverty of imagination. Imagination is the most magnificent tool. It's a instrument we got in here, and it'll take and create anything in our mind. It's absolutely phenomenal when you stop and think about it. Now, there's a record that I played this record at least once a day. The Strangest Secret. I would imagine you can buy this. You could probably get it on a program of some kind if you just go looking for it. You want The Strangest Secret by Earl Nightingale. Now, do you know, I remember years ago, I had an office, a cleaning company. We started in Toronto. And cleaning means cleaning floors, cleaning buildings. And I would have people come in at 6 o'clock in the morning, the sales staff. And we would sit and listen to this entire record. I'm not sure how long it is. It's probably, 40 minutes, something like that. But every morning, 6 o'clock, every morning, we did it for ages. I had one guy that he got out of the Air Force and he came to work with us. And whenever I played that record, he got so angry with me. And I thought, you'd think this guy, if he would listen to this, it would control something inside. But he didn't listen to this. He did not listen. He listened to the voice inside, the old paradigm. Man, he eventually quit and he went back in the Air Force. Yeah, he's gone now. God bless him. Take care of him. All right? Listen, if you can get a hold of this record, get it. It is 40 minutes of the best philosophy. I was wondering how long it is. I've been saying this 40 minutes for years. 40 minutes, the best philosophy you'll ever find. Is absolutely incredible. Now look here for a moment. Really look closely at this. This is you. You are a mass of pure energy. Like everything, you function on frequencies. And you can experience greatness. All you have to do is get on a great frequency. And you're controlling the frequencies. God, this is so good. Now look at. We played this before. Let's look at the mind and paradigms, because this is where attitude is. Now, you see, if you're letting it bother you that, well, didn't you play this yesterday? I did play yesterday. And for myself, I played it the day before and the day before and the day before. Now, look, I earned millions of dollars, literally. I'm really a pretty happy guy. I'm 87. I'm still going strong, and, I'm living exactly the way I want, doing what I want. And it's because I listen to this all the time. It's the repetition. Just take my word and do it. Now look it. It's about your mind and your paradigms. Dr. Thurman Fleet was very involved in the healing arts and holistic health. He stated the mind is an activity, not a thing. It's an activity. No one has ever seen the mind. In order to gain clarity and eliminate confusion, I'm going to create an image that we can work with. See, if you're trying to work with something you don't have an image, then everybody's going to build a different image. So we're all operating with different images and trying to get the same result. It ain't going to happen. So I said, I'm going to make an image of the mind. No one has ever seen the mind. Mind is not a thing. It's an activity. It's vibration. That's what the mind is. Mind is activity. It's actually the interchange of ideas in your mind. All right? That's what mind is. Now look at. He said, let this represent the mind. And he took and he divided the big circle into two parts. And he said, we will make the top half of this big circle the conscious mind. And right above the conscious mind, you have the subconscious mind. And the mind operates and expresses itself with and through the body. The body is the instrument of the mind. Now, I have put this, every time I show this for the first time, I have put this statement on. This is the most valuable idea I have ever learned, ever in my entire life. Now, it's about this idea I want to talk to you about. I'm going to play a record. I want you to listen to this record. This is very valuable. This is a record. Okay?
Hello, this is Earl. The magic word is the best for people.
Whoop-hoo.
Hello, this is Earl Nightingale, and this recording, the magic word, is the first of 12 you'll receive in this series titled How You Can Lead the Field in the Modern World. Before we start, I'd like you to know that I'm not going to try to tell you how to live your life. That's none of my business, nor is it anybody else's business. That's your business. Nor is this Lead the Field program a collection of pleasantries, platitudes, or Pollyanna. It is a summation of more than 20 years of research on one subject, and that is, why do some people do so well in life, while so many more do not? And the first thing let's talk about is the magic word. The experts call it the most important word as far as the results we get from life are concerned in this or any other language. And that word is attitude.
Now
It is
think.
our attitude toward life, which will determine life's attitude toward us. Let's face the fact honestly that we shape our own lives, and the shapes of them will be determined by our attitudes.
Now, I literally laid the foundation for my life, the way it is today, listening to these records. As he said, there's 12 of them. I literally laid the foundation for the life that I enjoy today. I have a phenomenal life. I'm telling you, it's an enviable life. It is so good, and it keeps getting better. I would listen to these over and over and over again. Now, this is, it's one of the best. This is a program that that you could get and listen to anywhere. We've got the whole thing. We've got it all designed as I worked with it. Every word on here is on there. If you send an email to Arash, A-R-A-S-H, in the company, and tell them you want to get
This woman is an anomaly. Harper's Bazaar magazine featured her on the cover and said she's the author of the world's #1
this program. I'm going to tell you it's the best program you'll ever find. I literally built my company on this. I could take you to thousands of people that'll tell you best program in the world, and it really is. Now, Earl said it's the most important word in the English language or any language. So let's follow through here and see what happens. Now, we did this yesterday, but I think it's worthwhile doing it again today. The conscious mind. Now, I literally look at my head as my mind. And I see from here up as the conscious mind. I really do. And I see from here down as the subconscious. You've got to have an image of something. That is the image I hold. Tommy, come on in here for a minute. When you're thinking of attitude, both are, see, that's why. All right. So look, here's the conscious mind at your thinking mind, at your educated mind. That's what the teachers are working with. That's your intellect. All your intellectual factors are there. Most people don't know what the intellectual factors are. All right. And I'm talking about brilliant people. Now, the subconscious is the emotional mind, and it operates very different than the conscious mind. Now, look here for a moment. I'm going to show you something. Throw the screen up for a minute. There, Dan, whoever is doing it. Okay? Look at this for a moment. Yeah. If you are holding an image of this, when you're working on what you want, you start out here and you build a picture of whatever it is you want. I don't care what it is. Doesn't matter what it is. Anything you want. And then you take and you plant that picture in the garden of your subconscious mind. Now, when you do that, you turn that into a desire. Now, desire comes from the Latin deicere, to give birth to the children. This is the child you're going to give birth to. Now, when you plant that there, I'm going to show you what happens. This part just disappears. This, then, is attracted to everything and anything in the universe that's required for the manifestation of this idea. It could be something up here. Could be something up here. Here's something here. Down here, down here. Do you know that every one of them begin to move toward you? Now, here's the crazy part. I remember many, many years ago, Earl Nightingale say, as you start to move towards your goal starts to move toward you. I thought, this is absurd. Of course, I'm seeing a car that I want, and I'm moving towards the car. Well, I could get that, but how the hell is the car going to move towards me? Never got it, never got it. Took me years to understand this. However, I'll understand now, your subconscious mind is your universal subconscious mind. This is the universe that you're tapped into. Now, that may sound preposterous, especially if you've just started to study this. Take my word for it. I've been studying this for over 60 years. This is all I study. I am very good at this. I'm not much good at anything else, but I'm very good at this. Now, look at everything that you need for the manifestation that goes already here. You've got to believe nothing is created or destroyed. It's all done. The job is done. And when you plant that idea in subconscious mind, it then resonates with all these things. Why? Because it's on the same frequency. What happens if I phone you? What happens when I phone you? I've got your number in here. I can dial your number, and it doesn't matter where you are, I'm hooked up to it. This could be your number out here. And I hook up to your number. Then I attract it, and we get talking. You could be over in Kinabalu, and I'm sitting in Toronto. And we're connected because we're on the same frequency. Well, you see, everything that's on the same frequency as your desire instantly begins to move toward you. Now, you're going to see that attitude plays an enormous part here. Let's get rid of that for a moment and come back here. Put it back up on the screen. All right? Now, the conscious mind has the ability to choose. How come? Because it can think. It can think. So we can choose. Okay? I'm going to get the wrong thing going here. Hold on. There. Conscious mind can choose because you can think. The conscious mind can accept or reject. Now, that is pretty big when you stop and think about it. The conscious mind can accept or reject. When some dumb idea comes your way, you don't have to accept it. When somebody said something crazy, you can reject it. You don't have to accept what people say, and you don't have to tell them that you rejected it. Just think this dummy and reject it. Okay? Now, here's something else about the conscious mind. It has the ability to originate. You are a creative being. You are God's highest form of creation. Now, let's look at the subconscious. It operates totally different than the conscious mind. It must accept everything you give to it. That sounds pretty wild when you stop and think about it, but it must accept. Why? Because it cannot reject. It has no ability to reject. And get this, it cannot determine the difference between that which is real and that which is imagined. When you start using your imagination, subconscious mind accepts it as real. That's why we're God's highest form of creation. That's why our mind works the way it does. We are truly God's highest form of creation. You have an imagination. Such a magnificent tool. It really is. So let's look now. Just with that information that we've got. Here we are here. Today. Not when I first heard this. Not when Truman Fleet first thought of it. It's today. And there's ideas from social media, from other people, and from Netflix. It's pouring into our consciousness. And we're listening to it and we think this is garbage. Absolute garbage. If I let this into my subconscious mind, I'm doomed. So what do? Get out of here. And I can make it go away. Just. But you know something? Most people don't do that. You know what their problem is? They don't think. Albert Schweitzer, the great doctor from Africa, he was visiting London. This is right at the start of The Strangest Secret. He was one of the reporters was interviewing him, asked him what the problem was with men today. The problem is they don't think. They don't think. You see, instead of telling that stuff to get out of here, you know what they do? They leave it inside and look it. When they're not thinking, their subconscious mind's wide open. It goes right into their subconscious, and the subconscious cannot reject it. You see why it's such a mess? Why can't it? Because of the paradigm. Now, how did this actually happen? How did the paradigm get built? Well, let's take a look at it. We'll close the window here, and we'll come over here. This is you as an infant. This is how you arrive. But let's talk about before you arrive. Let's talk about, we'll go back about 280 days at the moment of conception. Okay? Now think. When a little bit of energy from mom and a little bit of energy from dad come, boom, together, that forms the nucleus of you. All mom's DNA, all dad's DNA joins together. Now it becomes your DNA. Do you know that there's genetic strains that go back for generations? We don't even know how far it goes back. And that's all built into you. It's all built. It's going to determine where you're going to go and what you're going to do. This is absolutely wild when you think about it. I've been thinking about it for a long time. I see so many things my sister does, and I think, my God, she's just so much like mother. But you know something? I see things I do. They're just so much like mother. Yep, we get programmed. The subconscious mind, when we arrive, has a program that's already written. It came from mom and dad, their mother and dad, their mother's mother and mother and dad. It goes back and back and back a long way. And here we are now. We've arrived on the scene, the little mind wide open, and everything that everybody's talking about is going right into the subconscious mind. And of course, they're in the same environment, they're hearing the same thing. Do you know that almost all welfare recipients are third and fourth and fifth generation welfare recipients? Now think of that. Almost all welfare recipients, they're just waiting for a handout from the city. Because their parents did, and their parents' parents did, and their parents' parents' parents did. It's rather sad. And they generally congregate in one area of the city. This is pretty wild when you think about it. Now here we are years later, doing very much the same thing. Why would we do that? Well, in the subconscious mind, the paradigm is built. So let's look here. The conscious mind, okay, deals with wants. You have anything you want. It's a marvelous thing to understand. And when we impress that upon the subconscious mind, through repetition, that idea turns into a desire. That idea turns into a desire. Okay? That desire then has to be expressed with and through the body. The body is the instrument of the mind and produces the results. Get that picture in your mind, because that's what you're doing right now. I don't care what you say, this is exactly how it works.
This is exactly how it works. What if this is real? And what if we follow this exact diagram and actually start doing this work and change your course, change your destiny? Because this is how it works. This is how it works. Now it's up to you to believe it. It's up to you to let go of the old paradigm. And the faster you believe this, the sooner your results will start changing. Now, if I were you, I would speed up. I would hurry up. Perfect timing. Okay, let me see the chat. Thanks again for spending another morning with me. And hopefully you enjoyed today's session. There's a bit more to this video, but maybe we'll do it tomorrow. We'll pick up from here, or let's see what happens. Let's plan today. Let's make today a great one. Thank you both.